Hello friends, my name is Vikas.
So friends, in this video we will be discussing some of the important general awareness questions that were asked in the SBI PO mains exam of 2nd January 2022. Questions will be very important, so do pay attention. We'll start with the video, but before that we have something important to tell you about. So friends, we have an app by the name Careers Clouds which you can go and download using the Play Store. Once you have downloaded it, you have to log in with your Gmail ID. And once you are logged in, you will be able to toggle between the individual courses. You can see various courses offered by us. In those courses, we provide you PDFs on daily basis, weekly basis as well as monthly basis. On daily basis, we will be providing you with 20 questions quizzes daily along with the 20 questions of that particular day current affairs. Similarly, the compiled quiz of 50 questions will be provided to you on weekly basis along with the compiled important current affairs of that particular week, and same goes for your monthly PDF. These courses are very important. They are highly important as they are prepared by the various teachers that help you to prepare as well as to give you the command over that particular subject. These course you can share we provide for banking awareness. We provide you with multiple questions, multiple informations regarding that particular exam. Not just that, we provide you with topic wise current affairs also. Topics such as apps and web applications, important days, books and authors, national affairs, international affairs, all right, science and tech, defense, satellites, and anything you need to know about the general awareness and current affairs, we provide you with that matter. So these will be very helpful to you. Go and check out our courses that are provided on the app. If you want to avail the 10% offered by us, you can use the code Vikas10 and you will be getting a straight 10% discount on the purchase that you make. So friends, go hurry up, and it is an opportunity for all the aspirants. So friends, it's an opportunity for all the aspirants to go and avail this offer. So friends, in this video we will be discussing some of the important questions that were asked in the SBI PO mains exam of the 2nd January 2022. These are important questions, so you should prepare them accordingly. All right, do take a note because this similar type of question will be asked future in your exams. So the first question is, during which edition of the Miss Universe competition India's Harnaz Sandhu was crowned 2021's Miss Universe? So which edition was it of this Miss Universe? Where was this Miss Universe held? You should know all the questions related to this particular question. So remember, this Miss Universe for the year 2021 was held in Israel. Alright, it was held in Israel, and in Israel too it was held in Eilat. From Indian side, who represented? She was Miss Harnaz Sandhu. Alright, and she was crowned as the 2021's Miss Universe, and she was crowned on 12th of December 2021. Another thing you need to remember is she is 21 years old, and she is from which state? State is very important. She is from Punjab. Now coming back to the question, it is asking which edition of this Miss Universe was held in Israel, Eilat. It was your which edition? That is 70th edition. All right, 70th edition of this Miss Universe was there. From Indian side, you remember she is the third Indian to be crowned as Miss Universe. First was, second was, and third was there. Tell me, who was the first Miss Universe from India? She was Shushmita Sen. Second was Lara Datta, and now third is Harnaz Sandhu. Alright, so Miss Universe 2021 became Harnaz Sandhu of India's which state? Punjab, during the 17th edition of Miss Universe competition that took part in Israel, Eilat. Next question is, which organization has partnered with Invest India? They have partnered with Invest India to launch a startup innovation challenge for developing 5G and IoT solutions. So remember, which organization? It is your Airtel that has partnered with Invest India to launch a startup innovation challenge. So Invest India and Bharti Airtel, they have together launched Airtel India Startup Innovation Challenge. Now This is for startups to develop solutions related to 5G technology and IoT. What are your IoT? Internet of Things. So remember, Invest India and Bharti Airtel have together launched Airtel India Startup Innovation Challenge that will be bringing startups that will be developing solutions related to your 5G and IoT. This is what the question is asking, that which organization has partnered with Invest India. So it is your Bharti Airtel or Airtel partner to launch this Airtel India Startup Innovation Challenge that will be working, startups will be working on 5G and Internet of Things technologies. All right, then remember, India has emerged as the third largest startup ecosystem. All right, India has emerged as the third largest ecosystem. Who is after? And he's after. India is after. First is USA, second is China, and now third is your India in terms of the largest startup ecosystem. If we talk about Bharti Airtel, it was founded in year 1955. Chairman is Sunil Bharti, and the headquarters is in New Delhi of Bharti Airtel. All right. So this was your second question. Next question is, recently RBI has increased the IMPS transaction limit from 2 lakh rupees to what amount? So remember, RBI has increased the IMPS limit from 2 lakh rupees to 5 lakh rupees. Now you should also know the full form of IMPS. It stands for immediate payment services. But what is the full form of RTGS? What is the full form of NFT? What is the full form of UPI? All right, tell me. And there is one NEFT also. What are the full form of these? So let me write the correct answer. It was increased to rupees 5 lakh rupees from 2 lakh rupees. Then what is the full form of NEFT? NEFT stands for National Electronic Funds Transfer. This is your NEFT. What does RTGS stands for? Real time gross settlement. This is your RTGS. What is NFT? This is a recent term, and this was the word of the year coined by Collins Dictionary. Also NFT, non-fungible tokens. What is UPI stands for? Unified Payment Interface. Alright, so these are highly important, do remember them. Next question was direct. Damon Galgut has awarded 2021's Booker Prize for which novel? So he was awarded with Man's Booker Prize for the year 2021 for which novel? The name of the novel is The Promise. Alright, this is the novel for which Damon Galgut was awarded Man Booker Prize for the year 2021. Next question. Wholesale price index, that is your WPI, reached 14.23% in November 2021. Highest level in the last how many years? Very important question. If you are watching our daily videos, that monthly, weekly and the daily current affairs, that if you are watching them, if you are following them, then you must have seen we have done this question in our video. So just watching our video is so helpful to you that sometimes you miss out on some questions, but watching our video where we cover almost 90 to 95% of the content, you could have corrected this answer. So what was the answer? It is your 12 years is the answer. ठीक है, 12 साल का जो रिकॉर्ड ब्रेक हुआ विद द WPI रीच्ड इंडेक्स क्या था? WPI का 14.23% हो गया था ये नवंबर 2021 में. हाईएस्ट लेवल है ये पिछले 12 साल का. Next, Indian architect Bal Krishna Doshi was awarded with the 2022 Royal Gold Medal, which is annually awarded by which country? काफ़ी important question. So, Indian architect Bal Krishna Doshi, he was awarded with Royal Gold Medal. Question asked here is, this Royal Gold Medal is annually awarded by which country? This Royal Gold Medal is given by Britain. Important question. Apart from this, in Britain recently a knighthood award was given to a racer, F1 racer. What was the name of the racer? He was Lewis Hamilton. He belongs from Britain only. And who gave this award to him? Prince Charles gave him. He was honored with knighthood by Prince Charles. All right. And he was Lewis Hamilton. Apart from this, remember this also. So Indian architect Balkrishna Doshi was awarded with Royal Gold Medal. And the country question asked was, which country awards this Royal Gold Medal? It is awarded by Britain. Another question can be asked in similar ways is the knighthood was recently awarded to which F1 racer? He was Lewis Hamilton. But similarly, the question can also be asked that knighthood is given by which country? It is given by United Kingdom. Mark this. Next question that was asked was, where is the RBI Banking Ombudsman Office for Centralized Receipt and Processing Center located? CRPC office. Where is this located? It was asked. It is located in Chandigarh. Alright, simple and direct answer. Next question. How many public sector bank branches are there in India? Public sector bank branches. How many? A total number of branches were asked. If you would have known the answer, you could have guessed it. 85,166 branches. And they are public sector bank branches total. This was the correct answer. Who headed the Resolution Framework 2.0 resolution of COVID-19 related stress of individual and small businesses? I repeat, who headed the Resolution Framework? It was 2.0 resolution of COVID-19 related stress individuals and businesses. So this resolution 2.0 was headed by whom? Who headed it? KV Kamath ji. Alright, KV Kamath ji headed it. And currently KV Kamath ji ये क्या है? ये चेयरपर्सन है किसके? नेशनल बैंक फॉर फाइनेंसिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड डेवलपमेंट के. ऑलराइट, किसके चेयरपर्सन है? केवी कामत जी, नेशनल बैंक फॉर फाइनेंसिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड डेवलपमेंट के. इनको अराउंड अक्टूबर में ये पोस्ट अपॉइंट किया गया था सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा. ठीक है, फिर से किन्होंने हेड की थी रेजोल्यूशन फ्रेमवर्क 2.0 जो कि एक रेजोल्यूशन ऑफ कोविड-19 स्ट्रेस रिलेटेड ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स एंड स्मॉल बिजनेस थी. तो इनके हेड कौन थे? वो थे केवी कामत जी. और जो कि अभी रिसेंट इनकी पोस्ट क्या है? ये है चेयरपर्सन ऑफ नेशनल बैंक फॉर फाइनेंसिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड डेवलपमेंट. अगला क्वेश्चन जो आया था वो है WHO असाइंस ग्रीक लेटर्स टू कोविड-19 वेरिएंट्स. व्हाट इज द ग्रीक न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू असाइंड फॉर ओमिक्रॉन वेरिएंट? सबसे पहले तो आपको याद रखना है कि WHO वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है दैट डज द नेमिंग ऑफ कोविड-19 वेरिएंट्स. ठीक है, देन यू शुड नो कि ग्रीक लेटर से नेमिंग की जाती है, ग्रीक लेटर से. ठीक है, जैसे आपका अल्फा, बीटा, गामा, ठीक है, ओमेगा, ये सब आपके क्या हैं? ग्रीक लेटर्स हैं एंड इनकी नेमिंग की गई है. जैसे फिर आ जाता है पाई, अब आ गया ओमिक्रॉन, इनकी. अब आपसे क्वेश्चन में इनसे पेपर में पूछ लिया कि जो ओमिक्रॉन का वेरिएंट का जो ग्रीक न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू है उसका न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू क्या है? क्या क्या वो पहले नंबर पे आता है, दूसरे नंबर पे, तीसरे नंबर पे, चौथे नंबर पे, या कौन से नंबर पे आता है? आपसे क्वेश्चन ये पूछा गया इनडायरेक्ट वे में. तो कौन से नंबर पे आता है? ये आता है आपका 15th. ओमिक्रॉन जो होता है ना, ये आपका आएगा कौन सा है? 15th ग्रीक लेटर है ओमिक्रॉन. ठीक है, इससे रिलेटेड ही आप, क्योंकि देखो अल्फा चल रहा है तो आप अल्फा का भी याद रखिए, तो वो हो जाएगा आपका फर्स्ट. इसके साथ साथ यू शुड रिमेंबर दिस ओमिक्रॉन साइंटिफिक नेम. व्हाट वाज द साइंटिफिक टर्म लेबल टू दिस ओमिक्रॉन? यू शुड नो दैट कैन ऑल्सो बी आस्क्ड. वो था वो था आपका B.1.351. ये आपका ओमिक्रॉन का था. और अगर मैं सिमिलरली अगर आपसे अल्फा का पूछ लूँ तो B.1.17 ये आपका आ जाता है अल्फा का. ऑल राइट, और अल्फा फर्स्ट पे, ओमिक्रॉन आपका 15th पोजीशन पे होता है. नेक्स्ट इज नेम द MSME पब्लिक प्रोक्योरमेंट पॉलिसी मॉनिटरिंग पोर्टल. इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. ऑल राइट, what is the name of this monitoring portal? It is MSME Sambandh. MSME Sambandh. Now what is this MSME Sambandh? You should know this also. This MSME Sambandh is the public procurement portal that was launched by central government for MSMEs. The main objective of this launch of this particular portal is to monitor the implementation of the public procurement from MSEs by the central public sector enterprise. The Ministry of MSME came with this public procurement policy for micro small enterprises order on 2012 on 26th of March, which was mandated that every central ministry, department or be it a PSU shall set an annual goal for the procurement from the MSE sector at the beginning of the year with the objective of achieving an overall procurement goal of minimum 20%. All right, of the total annual purchases from the product of services produced or rendered by the particular MSE. So the MSME public procurement policy monitoring portal is your MSME Sambandh. Next question. Which of the following banks has merged? The options were given. Have merged with Bank of Baroda. So which bank merged with Bank of Baroda in the year 2019? It was your Vijaya Bank. If we talk about Vijaya Bank, who is the CEO of Vijaya Bank? He is R.A. Shankara Narayanan. All right, R.A. Shankar Narayan is the CEO of Vijaya Bank. Do remember this. All right. Then if I ask you, who is the CEO of Canara Bank? Who is the CEO of Canara Bank? Lingam Venkat Prabhakar sir. All right, he is the CEO of Canara Bank. Next question is, the PLI scheme was extended to promote MMF. Here it is asking what does M stands in MMF. You should know the full form. MMF stands for man-made fabric. Why this question came recently? Because you know the GST was increased on the man-made on all the fabrics actually. So that is the reason this question was framed and it was important. So you should know the news going on around you. Questions are asked generally around them or related to them. So MMF stands here for man-made fabric. जो GST था, goods such as clothes, footwears, ठीक है, आपके जो एक्सपेंसिव क्लोथ्स हो गए उन पे जो GST था वो 5% से बढ़ के कितना हो गया है? 12% हो गया है. ये भी आपको याद रखना है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. What is the total stake held by State Bank of India in Jio Payments Bank? Jio Payments Bank में SBI का टोटल कितना स्टेक है ये पूछा गया है. तो SBI का जो स्टेक है Jio Payments में, Jio Payments Bank में वो कितना है? 30% का स्टेक है. तो 30% करेक्ट आंसर रहेगा. Jio Payments एक जॉइंट वेंचर है बिटवीन रिलायंस एंड SBI जिसमें 70-30 का रेशियो है. ठीक है, 70 आपका रिलायंस का और 30% आपका स्टेक SBI का है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन दैट वाज आस्क्ड वाज अ स्टेटमेंट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन and it was related to 7 PM Mitra Parks was asked. Now what are these? This Mitra. What does this Mitra stands for? Mega Integrated Textile Region and Apparel. So Mitra stands for Mega Integrated Textile Region and Apparel. So remember, these recently in the Union Budget, the construction of these 7 Mitra Parks was laid down that they will cost around 4,445 crore rupees and it will take around 5 years to complete such parks. These are based on so that Indian market of global textile, such that Indian market can compete with the global textile market. all right, so that more and more export can be done from Indian side to the world, not just import. Will go for maximum export, because if we are exporting, we are bringing the currency, other world's currency to India. That means we are increasing the total worth of India in export. So that is the reason you can say these 7 Mitra parks will be built that are based on the textiles, or to based on textile industry. All right, these parks will be set up at greenfield या brownfield sites located at different willing states. कैसे ये यूजफुल कैसे होंगे आपके? These parks will lead to the creation of integrated textile chain. All right, means उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया में वन लोकेशन पे कोई, जैसे आपकी गारमेंट्स हो रही है, प्रिंटिंग हो रही है, ठीक है, वहीं पे स्पिनिंग, वीविंग, प्रोसेसिंग, जो आपकी जो भी रिलेटेड होगी, जो कपड़ा बनेगा उससे रिलेटेड। जैसे मान लो अभी कोई मारुति कंपनी को गाड़ी मैन्युफैक्चर करनी है, तो वो सारे पार्ट्स अपने खुद नहीं बनाएगी। वो क्या करती है, उसके आसपास आपके सारे फैक्ट्रीज आ जाती हैं जो कि पार्ट्स बनाती हैं, एंड मारुति क्या करेगी, उन पार्ट्स को बाय करके असेंबल कर देगी अपनी कार्स में। सिमिलरली टेक्सटाइल की इंडस्ट्री में क्या होगा कि मान लो आपकी ये फैक्ट्री है, आपको डाई कोई बना रहा है, वहाँ पे स्पिनिंग कोई ऑन कर रहा है, ठीक है, वीविंग आपके अलग कर रहा है, धागा कहीं और से आ रहा है, धागे को परोया कहीं और जा रहा है, उसको लाके सारा असेंबल पैकिंग वगैरह इस फैक्ट्री में कर दिया। ऐसे ही इंडिविजुअल स्टेट जो करना चाहती हैं, जहाँ जहाँ पे वो अपनी स्टेट्स में बनाना चाहते हैं ऐसे एक टेक्सटाइल को बूस्ट देने के लिए, ये 7 मित्रा पार्क्स बनाने की बात की गई। इसमें सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने एडिशनल 300 करोड़ रुपए देने की बात की गई है, जो भी स्टेट यहाँ पे सेटअप करना चाहेगी उसको एडिशनल 300 करोड़ रुपए देगी स्टेट। एंड इसमें देयर हैव बीन 10 स्टेट्स दैट हैव शोन इंटरेस्ट इन दिस पर्टिकुलर मित्रा पार्क्स। दे आर सच एज तमिलनाडु, पंजाब, ओडिशा, आंध्र प्रदेश, गुजरात, राजस्थान, असम, मध्य प्रदेश, कर्नाटका एंड Telangana. This particular Mitra parks will create around 7 lakh employment opportunities and 14 lakh indirect employment opportunities for the people of India. Next question is, what is the India's GDP estimated by the National Statistical Office NSO for the second quarter of fiscal year 2022? It is 8.4%. All right, this is the GDP estimate by NSO. Then remember, apart from this, recently World Bank has given their projection for India's GDP growth for the fiscal year 2022 to be 9.2%, and 2 days ago this came for the year fiscal year 23. The World Bank has given the projection for the GDP of India at 8.3%. So next question that was asked is, you have to match the companies with their respective CEO. All right, here I have these 5 options were jumbled, but now I have corrected them and I have written the right information in front of them. So the CEO of IBM is Arvind Krishna, of Alphabet Sundar Pichai, or you can say Google. Microsoft Satya Nadella, Adobe Shantanu Narayan, Micron Technology Sanjay Mehrotra, and remember of Twitter Parag Agrawal. All right, he is the new CEO of Twitter, and he has replaced whom? Jack Dorsey. Where was the 13th Asia Europe meeting summit held? It was held in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Phnom Penh, Cambodia. This particular 13th edition of the Asia Europe meeting summit held. All right, and if asked the host country is also Cambodia. It was your 13th edition. You should remember in theme. What was the theme? Theme is strengthening multilateralism for shared growth. All right, strengthening multilateralism for shared growth was the theme for the 13th edition of Asia Europe meeting summit that was held in Cambodia. Next, which region was categorized as the world's most unequal region in the World Inequality Report of 2020? We are talking about World Inequality Report for the year 2020. All right, so which region? It was your MENA region, that is MENA, and this MENA stands for Middle East and North Africa. So, Middle East and North Africa was categorized as the most unequal region in the world as per your World Inequality Report of the 2022. Now, if we look at this World Inequality Report, who releases this report? This report is released by World Inequality Lab. Alright, their aim is to promote research on global inequality dynamics. Alright, and now if I tell you that India has been ranked among the most unequal countries in the world, India has ranked as the most unequal among the most unequal countries in the world. Alright, and here it is saying that which region was categorized as the world's most unequal region in the world. It is your MENA region, that is Middle East and North Africa. So this option would have been fetched you 1 mark, or the correct question for this. Alright, now what other question can be framed from this is like which areas has the lowest inequality. Here it is asked the most inequality. If I ask you the areas with the lowest inequality, it is in Europe. Alright, Europe has the lowest inequality levels. What is the FDI limit in India in the defense sector as of Jan 2022? So the FDI limit is 74% in the defense sector. Next, another question was asked on PM Awas Yojana. So let me give you some information related to PM Awas Yojana. There is a day also, that is your 20th of November is observed as Awas Divas. One question this can be framed. It is to commemorate the launch of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin to provide, this is for providing housing for all by the year 2022. That means by this year, the aim of this scheme PM Awas Yojana was to provide housing for all by the year 2022. Important year, do remember. Then on 20th of November, we observe Awas Divas. Alright. And before this PM Awas Yojana, it was used to be known as Indira Awas Yojana. Then this Indira Awas Yojana was changed to Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin on 1st of April, and that means this came into effect in 1st of April 2016. So the earlier name of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana is Indira Awas Yojana. Alright, and this Indira Awas Yojana came into effect in 1996 January. Then on 1st of April 2016, its name was changed to Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin, aim being housing for all by the year 2022. And on 20th of November, we also observe Awas Divas. Now, the other question can be asked like, which state or location where was this Awas Yojana launched? It was launched in Agra, UP. Do remember this also. Where was your PM Awas Yojana launched? It was launched in Agra, UP. Alright, it is basically to help people below the poverty line by providing them house, and the target year for providing them house was year 2022. Alright, and 20th of November we observe Awas Divas. This was the earlier. Now this Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin has been extended. Now the target year is March 2024. Alright, now you have to forget this, don't remember this. So housing for all by March 2024. Alright, step by step you should know. So now the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana's target is March 2024, by which we'll be providing housing for all the people. Basically this is to help the people who are below the poverty line, alright, to provide them houses. Next statement based question was on PM Kaushal Yojana. Similarly, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, this was launched under which ministry? It was launched under the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. And recently it was the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana's third version was launched. This is in order to release around 300 skill courses. Remember, it is under the skill development, alright, to provide skills so that people can go and apply for their employment. Alright, then remember, there will be certification courses Certificate will be also provided if anyone want to gain any skill under this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. All right. Then remember one more thing. Question can be asked that this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana is under the flagship scheme of which Yojana? So it was a flagship scheme of Skill India Mission. When was your Skill India Mission launched? Skill India Mission was launched in the year 2015. So this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana is a flagship program of Skill India Mission that was launched in the year 2015. All right, under this PM Kaushal Yojana, we aim to train over 40 crore people in India in different skills by the year 2022. Various vocational training and certifications will also be provided so that if they go and apply for any job, they will be eligible and they can show that yes, we have proper certificates for this. All right, earlier scheme 1 was launched, then 2 was launched, and this is the third version of this scheme. In this scheme, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 3.0, the target is to cover around 717 districts of 28 states and union territories. All right, and it is a step question. This also can be asked that Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Yojana is a step towards what? It is a step towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. Who won 2021's FIDE World Chess Championship? FIDE World Chess Championship was won by whom? The question is simple and direct. If you would have studied, we have covered all this in our videos. So I suggest you again कि आप हमारी वीडियोस तो ज़रूर देखें. वीडियोस विल हेल्प यू. कई बार क्या होता है, आप कई बार क्वेश्चन मिस कर देते हैं, लेकिन आप कंटिन्यूस, हम सेम चीज़ आपको मंथली कराएंगे, वीकली कराएंगे, डेली आशु सर करा रहे हैं आपको, ठीक है. उसके बाद हम टॉपिक वाइज वीडियोस लाते हैं, तो इन सब में ना आपका A to Z कंटेंट कवर हो जाता है. 99% आपका कंटेंट कवर हो जाता है. तो आप वीडियो भी देख लेंगे, वो भी आपके लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल रहेगा. अगला क्वेश्चन कह रहा है कि फाइड वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप किन्होंने जीती? मैग्नस कार्लसन ने. ठीक है, चेस चैंपियनशिप है, आपको याद रखना है ये इनकी 5th विक्ट्री है लगातार. ठीक है, और ये पिछले 12 साल से लगातार वर्ल्ड के नंबर 1 चेस प्लेयर बने हुए हैं. ठीक है, मैग्नस कार्लसन. नेक्स्ट, एलन मस्क वॉज नेम्ड एज द 2021 पर्सन ऑफ द ईयर बाय विच मैगजीन? टाइम मैगजीन के द्वारा एलन मस्क को पर्सन ऑफ द ईयर का खिताब दिया गया. काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट. अभी के जो रिचेस्ट पर्सन है वो भी एलन मस्क है. अभी करंट में ये चेंज होते रहते हैं, कभी किसी का लॉस हो गया अब तो बढ़ गया, ऐसे ये चेंज होते रहते हैं, लेकिन अभी रिचेस्ट कौन है? एलन मस्क. अभी आईपीएल की स्पॉन्सरशिप किसके पास थी? वीवो के पास, लेकिन अब ये चेंज करके किन कंपनी के? टाटा ग्रुप के पास आ गई है. ये अभी लेटेस्ट न्यूज़ है, इंपॉर्टेंट मार्क करना. ठीक है, वीवो से चेंज करके आईपीएल की स्पॉन्सरशिप किसको देने की बात की जा रही है? टाटा ग्रुप को. इन 2021 कैंटर्स ब्रांड्स इंडिया report, Amazon was named as the most purposeful technology brand, while Dash topped under FMCG brand and Dash topped non-FMCG brand respectively. सबसे पहले तो FMCG क्या होता है आपको ये पता होना चाहिए. फास्ट मूविंग कंज्यूमर गुड्स, FMG की फुल फॉर्म. ठीक है जी. दिस फास्ट मूविंग कंज्यूमर गुड रेफर्स टू द प्रोडक्ट्स दैट आर सोल्ड क्विकली एंड एट अ रिलेटिवली लो कॉस्ट. जैसे आपको पेन बेचना है, पेंसिल हो गई, ठीक है, बुक्स हो गई, तो ये क्या है? लो कॉस्ट पे और इजीली बिक जाते हैं, तो इनको क्या कहते हैं? फास्ट मूविंग कंज्यूमर गुड्स. तो ये कह रहा है कैंटन ब्रांड्स इंडिया की रिपोर्ट के अनुसार Amazon was named as the most purposeful technology brand, while Dash topped under the fast moving consumer goods brand and Dash topped in the non fast moving consumer brand groups respectively. दोनों बताओ. तो देखो, अगर मैं बात करूं किन्होंने टॉप किया फास्ट मूविंग कंज्यूमर गुड्स की उसमें कैटेगरी में, तो वो तो था टाटा टी. एंड जिसने टॉप किया इन नॉन फास्ट मूविंग कंज्यूमर गुड्स के ब्रांड में वो था एशियन पेंट. नॉन फास्ट मूविंग कंज्यूमर गुड्स वो था एशियन पेंट्स. ठीक है, तो याद रखना. अगला क्वेश्चन, 3 स्टेटमेंट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन थे आपके, वो भी ठीक है, वो आप देख सकते हैं. जितना मेरे को याद है, चलो आपको करा देता हूं. रामसर साइट का अभी रिसेंटली उत्तर प्रदेश की हैदरपुर वेटलैंड को क्या रिकॉग्नाइज किया गया है एज द 47th रामसर साइट इन इंडिया. क्वेश्चन कैसे पूछ सकते हैं? 47th रामसर साइट इन इंडिया कौन सी बनी? हैदरपुर वेटलैंड। 47th रामसर साइट इंडिया की कहाँ पे लोकेटेड है? उत्तर प्रदेश में लोकेटेड है। हैदरपुर वेटलैंड कौन से नंबर की रामसर साइट बनी? वो बनी 47th रामसर साइट। ठीक है। एंड अगर ग्लोबली बात करें 2643 2643rd रामसर साइट बनी वर्ल्ड में हैदरपुर वेटलैंड। ठीक है। इनडायरेक्टली 2643rd रामसर साइट वर्ल्ड की कौन सी बनी और वो कहां पर है? कौन सी बनी? वो बनी हैदरपुर वेटलैंड और ये कहां पर है? उत्तर प्रदेश में। ठीक है। अगला क्वेश्चन पूछूं मैं आपसे, ये हैदरपुर वेटलैंड कहां पे लोकेटेड है? ये आपकी हस्तिनापुर वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी के आसपास लोकेटेड है। कहां पर? हस्तिनापुर वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी। क्वेश्चन ऐसे पूछ लेगा कि ये किस वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी के आसपास लोकेटेड है, नियर लोकेटेड है हैदरपुर वेटलैंड? तो ये आपके हस्तिनापुर वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी के नियर लोकेटेड है। ठीक है। वेटलैंड्स टर्म याद रखना, वेटलैंड्स को ना किडनीज ऑफ द अर्थ भी बोला जाता है। किडनीज ऑफ द अर्थ। ठीक है, काफी इंपॉर्टेंट टर्म है। किडनीज ऑफ द अर्थ कौन सी होती है? वेटलैंड को बोला जाता है। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, विच शेड्यूल डिफाइंस द पावर्स एंड फंक्शंस ऑफ स्टेट एंड यूनियन टेरिटरीज इन इंडिया? तो वो 7th शेड्यूल अंडर द आर्टिकल 246 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन डील्स विद द डिवीजन ऑफ पावर्स बिटवीन द यूनियन एंड द स्टेट्स। इट कंटेन्स 3 लिस्ट, यूनियन लिस्ट, स्टेट लिस्ट एंड कॉन्करेंट लिस्ट। आपका जो एजुकेशन आती है ना वो कॉन्करेंट लिस्ट में आती है। ठीक है। फिर यूनियन लिस्ट और स्टेट लिस्ट क्या हो गई? जो सेंटर के अंडर आ जाए ना मैटर, जो भी चीज सेंटर कंट्रोल करेगा सिर्फ, वो यूनियन लिस्ट में। स्टेट लिस्ट में वो मैटर आ जाते हैं जो आपका स्टेट टैकल करेगा, जिन चीजों से स्टेट डील करेगा वो स्टेट लिस्ट में आ जाते हैं। और जो दोनों स्टेट प्लस सेंटर दोनों मिलकर डील करेंगे वो आपके आ जाते हैं कॉन्करेंट लिस्ट में। ठीक है। ये पूछ रहा है विच शेड्यूल डिफाइंस द पावर एंड फंक्शंस ऑफ स्टेट्स एंड यूनियन टेरिटरीज इन इंडिया? तो 7th शेड्यूल अंडर, और आर्टिकल पूछ ले तो 246 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन डील्स विद द डिवीजन ऑफ पावर बिटवीन द यूनियन एंड स्टेट। अब क्वेश्चन ऐसे भी पूछ लेगा इनडायरेक्टली कि कौन सा शेड्यूल आपका बताता है कि देयर इज अ डिवीजन ऑफ पावर बिटवीन यूनियन एंड स्टेट? तो वो आपका 7th शेड्यूल हो जाएगा। आर्टिकल पूछ लें तो 246 हो जाएगा। ठीक। इसके साथ साथ अगर मैं आपसे अब पूछूं लैंग्वेज से रिलेटेड कौन सा आपका शेड्यूल होता है? तो वो आपका 8th शेड्यूल होता है। कितनी लैंग्वेज मेंशन्ड है 8th शेड्यूल? कितनी लैंग्वेज है? 22 लैंग्वेज आपकी मेंशन्ड है 8th शेड्यूल में। अगर मैं आपसे अगर लैंग्वेज की यहाँ पे एजुकेशन की बात हुई तो सर्व शिक्षा अभियान आपका कब आया था? सर्व शिक्षा अभियान आपका 2000 में आया था। एक ब्लैक बोर्ड ऑपरेशन आया था, वो कब आया था? 1987 में आया था। ऑपरेशन ब्लैक बोर्ड नहीं, ब्लैक बोर्ड ऑपरेशन कहते हैं उसको। ठीक है, कि आपके स्कूल में मटेरियल प्रोवाइड किया जाए। ऑपरेशन ब्लैक बोर्ड 1987 में। ठीक है। तो लैंग्वेज के लिए 8th शेड्यूल जिसमें 22 लैंग्वेज होती हैं, और डिवीजन ऑफ पावर बिटवीन स्टेट एंड यूनियन टेरिटरीज आपका किस उसमें आ जाता है? 7th शेड्यूल में आ जाता है। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन एक आया था आपका कि इंडिया का पहला मैन्ड ओशन मिशन क्या नाम है उसका? सो क्या नाम रहेगा उसका? वो है समुद्रयान। ये कहां पे लॉन्च किया गया था? वेयर वॉज दिस लॉन्च? इट वॉज लॉन्च्ड एट चेन्नई। ऑल राइट। हु लॉन्च्ड इट? इट वॉज लॉन्च्ड बाय डॉक्टर जितेंद्र सिंह। Dr. Jitendra Singh launched this Samudrayan at Chennai. All right, and he is the Ministry of Earth Science. All right, very important. Mark this. This is the India's first manned ocean mission. That is your Samudrayan. All right. Other way this question can be framed is that with the launch of this Samudrayan, India has joined the unique set of countries in the world that have underwater vehicles to carry out subseas. Which are those countries? This is USA, Russia, Japan, France and China. And now India has also joined the list to have equipments or underwater vehicle to carry out subsea missions. And what is the name of this Indian underwater vehicle? It is Matsya 6000. Matsya 6000. All right, and it is being developed by which organizations? DRDO, ISRO, along with IIT Madras is developing Matsya. All right, so this is your Samudriyan mission launched at Chennai by the Ministry of Science, that is Earth Science, that is Dr. Jitendra Singh. It to hand with this launch of this particular Matsya 6000, we can say that India has joined USA, Russia, Japan, France, and China to have underwater vehicle to carry out subsea missions. Alright, this Matsya 6000 has a capacity to reach of up to 6000 meters depth. That is the reason it is known as Matsya 6000. Alright, and we will see the trials of this Matsya 6000 by 2024. Alright, by 2024 we will start to see the trials of this undersea missions. Next question. Australia cancelled deal with France and entered into an AUKUS partnership to purchase what? It is to purchase nuclear powered submarines. Alright, to purchase nuclear powered submarine, in Australia cancelled a deal with France and entered into AUKUS partnership to purchase nuclear powered submarines. Next, who is the comet C 2021 A1 that recently made its closest visit to Earth and was popularly known as Dash? What is the name of that comet that was named C 2021 A1 that recently made a close visit to Earth? The name of this comet was Comet Leonard. Alright, it was Comet Leonard. This was the brightest comet of 2021. Alright, and this comet could have been seen in the evening sky from the northern hemisphere. What is the maximum financial assistance provided to an specific project under SUFR-TI scheme? Under this scheme, what is the maximum financial assistance provided to any specific project under this SFUR-TI scheme? Tell me. The maximum financial assistance is of rupees 8 crore. Alright, 8 crore rupees is the maximum financial assistance provided to any specific project under SFUR-TI scheme. Next was based on your PCA framework. What does PCA stands for? Prompt Corrective Action. This is PCA. It is for non-banking financial companies, that is, it is for NBFCs, to further strengthen their supervisory tools applicable to NFBCs. The provision of this PCA framework will be effective कब से? अक्टूबर 2022 से ये effective हो जाएगा, ठीक है, मतलब start हो जाएगा, and based on the financial positions of NBFCs on or after 31st March 2022. ठीक है, until now RBI ने जो PCA फ्रेमवर्क है ना, ये सिर्फ किन पे इम्पोज किया है? बैंक्स पे इम्पोज किया है. जो ये NPA फ्रेमवर्क है, इट विल बी applicable to all deposits taking NBFCs and all non-deposits taking NBFCs in middle, upper and top layers. Now, what are PCA framework? PCA is a framework under which banks with weak financial metrics are put under watch by the RBI. So, the banks with the weak financial metrics are put under watch by RBI. Under this framework, the supervised entity will be required to initiate and implement remedial measures in a timely manner to restore its financial health. Alright. So coming back, what is the full form of PCA? It is your what? P for prompt, C for corrective and A for action. So prompt corrective action. Next. The World Bank arm, which was established in 1960 to provide interest-free loans and grants to the governments of the poorest countries, was your International Development Association. Important. It was formed in 1960 to provide interest-free loans and grants to the governments of the poor countries. That is your International Development Association. Where is the headquarters of International Development Association? It is in Washington, D.C. Alright, and who is the Chief Executive Officer? Kristalina Georgieva is the Chief Executive Officer. You should know this International Development Association. It is a part of World Bank. All right, and this specifically is for the poor countries that need help. Name the program that was launched by the National Commission for Women to provide leadership skills to women's political leader. To provide leadership skills to women political leader. What program was launched by National Commission for Women? What is the name of the program? So the name of the program is She is a Change Maker. Mark this. This is the name of the program that was launched by National Commission for Women, and it is to provide leadership skills to the women political leaders. Remember the scheme, and this was the correct answer. Next, in December, Dash, an online shopping platform, rebranded itself as Blinkit. So, which online shopping brand has renamed itself to as Blinkit? It is your Grofers. Grofers is the online shopping platform that rebranded itself to as Blinkit. Important, mark this. Next, who authored the book All in an Autobiography? This book, All in an Autobiography, was authored by, what is the correct answer? Billie Jean King is the correct answer for the book All in an Autobiography.
तो फ्रेंड्स, ये थी हमारी वीडियो। अगर आपको आज हमारी वीडियो से कुछ ना कुछ सीखने को मिला है तो जल्दी से जाइए और हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दें और इस वीडियो को लाइक कर दें। और फ्रेंड्स, अगर आपको हमारे कंटेंट से रिलेटेड या फिर हमारी कोई ऐप से इशू आ रहा है, कोई भी आपको प्रॉब्लम है, तो आप हमारी जीमेल आईडी जो कि है support@affairscloud.com या फिर हमारा नंबर 9677333862 पर कॉन्टैक्ट कर सकते हैं एंड हमारी टीम जल्दी से जल्दी आपके इशू को रिजॉल्व करने में आपकी सहायता करेगी। सो टेक केयर।